What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is just a web series where we talk about Transformers 5, and what we're going to talk about in this episode is new Autobots. Let's talk about new Autobots. In the last 10 episodes, I've been talking about speculation, and talking about casting, and talking about what could possibly be happening in Transformers 5, but now let's really get down to the real deal. And the most exciting thing about upcoming Transformers live action films is which characters are gonna be in the new film. All right, that's the most exciting part, mainly because the characters are what's very dear to us. We all have favorite characters, and we all want to see our favorite characters in the next Transformers live action film. Well, let's talk about it in this episode, in episode 11, where we start really talking about what we want to see in the movie. All right, well, I'll tell you that I really only want to see two Autobots that we've never really seen before. I mean, the last movie we had Optimus Prime, we had Bumblebee, we have Drift, we have Bulkhead, or we have Hound, and we have Crosshairs, and of course there is Brains, okay? Now, I think 5 Autobots and 1 Minibot is a pretty decent number. As a matter of fact, if they take out Brains, I don't mind that. Mainly because I feel that 5 regular size Autobots is a pretty decent mix, or a decent size. Because I think it's important for the story for the Autobots to constantly and regularly be outnumbered. Okay, it makes for exciting action sequences, and it makes for an intense story to have the Autobots outnumbered, okay? So 5 is a good number. They started off with 5, and I think they should continue with 5. We've seen what happens when they included too many Autobots. They don't get enough screen time. They start dying without any real meaning. So 5 is a good number, all right? So therefore, I said that I wanted 2 new Autobots. That means that they're going to have to take out 2 of the Autobots that we've seen before. All right? So, they could add them to the mix and make it 7 Autobots, but I think that would really make it, I don't know, it's just too many robots. Too many robots to focus on. Now, another thing that they could do is they could put less screen time on 2 Autobots that you want to see less of. Like maybe I don't know, Drift, maybe Crosshairs, or less of Hound, and then put more emphasis on these 2 new Autobots. All right, maybe they could do that, or they could just make them disappear completely. Okay, and then just add them in with no reason as to where the other 2 went. That's Michael Bay style. He makes Autobots come and go without any true explanation. Well, first of all, we don't even know if Michael Bay is really going to be back. But if he isn't coming back, at the end of the day, it's still Michael Bay's live-action Transformers universe, but it's under a different director's vision. So, same universe, different vision. So, if it's a different vision, I'm sure there would be some explanation as to what happened to those missing Autobots, okay? But the explanation as to where these 2 new Autobots came from, well, that is all explained at the end of Transformers 1. And that is Optimus Prime makes the call out to the Autobots, and they're scattered all over the Earth. Okay, that's where the other new Autobots come from. And perhaps there are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 Autobots scattered all over the world, but it's only in the sequels that we just see them 2 or 3 at a time. All right? But anyways, I'm not going to tell you which Autobots I'm going to remove to make the 5, but I would like to tell you which 2 new Autobots I'd like to include. Now, the very interesting thing about these 2 new Autobots is that we've already seen their alt modes, if they are going to retain their G1 alt modes. I would like to have Prowl and Inferno. Okay? Prowl is a police car. We've seen a police car in Transformers and Transformers Dark of the Moon, and that would be Barricade, who was a Decepticon police car. Inferno we've seen a fire truck already, and that would be Sentinel Prime in Dark of the Moon. All right, but I would still like to see Prowl as a police car, and I would like to see Inferno as a fire truck. Okay, the reason why I want to see Prowl and Inferno is I want to add some diversity to the mix. First of all, I want to see a white car. I want to see a white police car, a traditional looking police car. But you know what? There are lots of... Okay, I'll take that back. I don't want to see a traditional looking police car. I want to see an Autobot police car. And, you know, police cars have looked boring before, but they've also looked very cool. If you don't already know, somewhere in Europe, maybe Italy, they have Lamborghini police cars just because there's Lamborghinis everywhere. And if you want to chase down a speeder, you know, and give a speeding ticket, you need the same caliber of vehicle. All right, so a Lamborghini police car, that would be pretty sweet. Okay, and we've seen Prowl as a Lamborghini police car in Transformers Robots in Disguise, otherwise known as Car Robots or Transformers 2000. So that would be something that is paying homage to that series of Transformers. Okay, that would be a very, very cool thing. Okay, as for Inferno, I want to see him as your traditional classic looking fire truck. The same fire truck that they have driving around the streets, responding to emergencies. I want to see that type of fire truck, okay? You know, having these two types of vehicles really adds to the concept of robots in disguise. Perhaps a police officer is driving the police car, and then he goes out and gets a donut and a coffee, and then suddenly it's gone because, you know, Optimus Prime makes a calling to the Autobots and it takes off, okay? And then, of course, you know, he becomes a fugitive because it's a car that drove itself. And then as for Inferno, maybe Inferno is already working with the fire department, all right? Maybe he actually helps out the fire department by taking out, infernal emergencies. All right, or buildings ablaze where he has to go in robot mode and fire the water cannon over his shoulder, just like Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime. I think that would be very, very cool. Maybe he's working together with the humans, and he would be he's not fending off against Decepticons or alien threats. What he's doing is that he has a life on planet Earth as someone who helps out humans. But then when the calling is made from Optimus Prime, he decides that, okay, there's a bigger threat than fire. You know what? I'm done helping out humans. There's a bigger threat which will threaten the entire Earth if I don't help out. And then he transforms into a fire truck, and then he drives off, and then he waves bye to his human counterparts, his human friends, fire department friends. Right? That would be really, really cool. All right, so I want to see Prowl, I want to see Inferno, and I want to see them as their traditional alt modes, and that would be a police car for Prowl, and of course the traditional classic fire engine for Inferno. Not this sleek, a state-of-the-art fire truck that we saw that was Sentinel Prime. As a matter of fact, I thought that the Sentinel Prime alt mode, that I think it's called a Panther fire truck of some sort, I thought that was useless. It served no purpose. There was no reason why he was that fire truck. It was only there because Michael Bay wanted him to look cool, but actually it served no purpose. I mean, did it ever put out any fires? Did it ever, need to be a giant truck? Maybe they could have used the giant truck to crash through things because it's very, very strong. But no, it was just driving on the freeway with no moments of transformation until I guess it was time for a double cross. But at the end of the day, that type of alt mode was useless and it had no actual meaning. Like there was a point in Transformers Dark of the Moon where he was fighting Optimus Prime. He transforms into alt mode and he drives slowly, and then like a few seconds later, Optimus Prime kicks him back into robot mode to continue fighting him. Which was just really silly. So anyways, Prowl and Inferno for Transformers 5. Make it happen. I don't know why I'm pointing at you guys, but I'm pointing at to somebody out there. Hopefully Hasbro or Paramount might see this video. Make it happen. Prowl and Inferno for Transformers 5. Keep the original alt modes. Maybe some 2015 police car and fire truck alt modes, but at least make them what they originally are. Okay? And that's all I gotta say. Those are the only two Autobots I want to see for Transformers 5. Those are the only two new Autobots, okay? If you have to take out Drift, take out Drift. If you have to take out Bumblebee, take out Bumblebee. I mean, what does he really do? But let's keep Crosshairs. I like Crosshairs, and let's keep Hound because we need a big guy in the team. I mean, they might end up taking out Hound because Inferno could be the next big guy. But at the end of the day, I want to keep it at 5 Autobots because 5 Autobots worked in the first Transformers film, which I still think is the best one. And 5 could work for Transformers 5. It is, after all, Transformers 5. And there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. If you had to pick 2 new Autobots, which characters would they be, and what would be their alt modes? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. There's to be a lot of defiance going on, especially in season 3, but there's not a whole lot of that going on, which I find is a really new development for the Autobots.